Okay, children. So, in the last class, yesterday we started with lesson 3, right? What is the name of the chapter? Discovering Tut. The saga continues. And I told you who was Tut. So, Tut was a teenager king who ruled about 3000 years ago. Okay? And he died very mysteriously. Okay? Then I told you that in 1922, okay, one person, what he did, he just found the mummy of that Tut, of that king, okay, and now as he died very mysteriously, now the people wants to know that how he died. Fine. So many experiments, many things have been done, okay, to know the reason, okay, and even his dead body was gone through a CT scan, right? His dead body was gone through a CT scan also, okay. By going to that CT scan, why they have done that CT scan of that dead body of that mummy? Because they want to know the reason behind his death, okay, because by doing that CT scan it can solve many problems, okay, many things were there and that can be solved, many questions were there which were there in the mind of the people, many questions regarding his death, regarding how he died and why he died at such a teenage, what is the reason behind it, everything that is going to be clear. So that's why his mummy had gone to be a CT scan. Okay, now we have studied here that by the process of forensic reconstruction, okay, forensic reconstruction, I told you it is a process by which they made a face of that mummy, okay, they reconstruct the face of that mummy. So they recreated by the help of forensic recreation, they recreated the face of a mummy by this procedure, okay. Now what happened, what is happening with the mummy there, okay, I told you that many people came to investigate about it, many people has done so many experiments on that mummy, fine. So here now I'm going to tell you what all happened to that, okay. So the mummy is in a very bad condition because of what Carter did in 1920s. Now what is there, children, that this mummy, okay, this mummy is in a very bad condition, okay, said Zahir Hafiz, the Secretary General of Egypt Supreme Council of Antiquities, as he leaned over the body for a long first look. Now this person Zahir Hafiz, he was, who is he was the Secretary General of Egypt Supreme Council of Antiquities. Antiquities means the old things, okay. He was a journal, Secretary General, and he said that when he leaned over the body to have a look of it, he saw that the mummy was in a very bad condition. And why it was in a bad condition? Because of what the British astrologer, is a British astrologer, this Carter is a British astrologer, okay, Carter. Carter is a British astrologer, okay. So this British astrologer Carter, what he did, he just came there and in 1920s, whatever investigations he has done. So at the time of investigation, this Carter has damaged this mummy. So this mummy is in a very bad condition. When this person Zahi has seen that mummy, he saw that it was in a very bad condition and he's telling the reason why he was in a bad condition. The reason also he's telling, he was in a bad condition because this Carter, he was a Carter, who was Carter? He was a British, you can say a British archaeologist. He was a British archaeologist, and what he did when he came in 1920s to investigate this mummy, he had destroyed this mummy. Okay, so he just damaged this, and because of it, its condition is very bad. Okay, Howard Carter, that is the British archaeologist who is in 1920s discovered Stud tomb after years of futile searching. Its contents, too hastily ransacked in antiquity, were surprisingly complete. Now, what is this? This person, okay, he discovered King's Tut tomb in 1922. This is the person, this Howard Carter, okay, and British archaeologist. He is the one who discovered the tomb of Tut, and that is in 1922. 1922. He discovered the tomb of Tut in 1922. Fine. Now here, what is this person Zahir Hibas? He's saying that he explored what he did, the valuable treasures of Tut had been explored earlier. When this person discovered the tomb, he just explored the valuable things, okay, the valuable treasures of that mummy, of that Tut, okay. And but surprisingly they were complete. Complete means they are not being taken out from there. Fine, he has gone through everything. Fine, he has done experiments, he has discovered this mummy, and then he started doing the experiments. He started searching, he started exploring the things which were there with the mummy, okay, which they have buried earlier. Fine, but what the Zahi is saying, the Zahi is saying that in spite of it, he has explored everything, he has experimented on this mummy and the things which belongs to him. Still the things are what? Complete. Complete means they have not, there's nothing to be missed, okay, nothing, no thing is there which is being missed or which is missing from the mummy's grave, okay, nothing is missing, everything is on their places, okay. They remain the richest royal collection ever found and have become a part of pharaoh legends. Now, here he is saying the treasure found at the Tut grave. Okay, he was talking about the treasures, the things which was being buried when the Tut was being buried. Okay, when his dead body was buried, at that time, whatever the things, the treasures, okay, found at the Tut grave is richest till date. They are still have a lot of importance. It is still the richest one and has come to be known as pharaoh legends. And the things which they got from that treasure, what are they? They are pharaoh legends. They are known to be as pharaoh legends. Stunning artifacts and goals, their internal brilliance, means of guidance, meant to be guaranteed. The excursion caused a sensation at the time of the discovery and still get the most attention. But Tut was also buried with everyday things he would wanted in the afterlife. Broad games, a bronze razor, lined undergarments, slices of food and wine. Now what is there, children? That with the dead body, when they buried the dead body of this Tut, with that they have buried so many things. Okay, so many things they have buried with that. What they have buried, now first of all they were saying that stunning art crafts in gold. So it has an artifacts in golds, okay, which are, we can say, eternally beautiful. They are very beautiful and still get attention. They are still preserved and they are still attract the people. Okay, they were so beautiful, the artifacts which were there, that they still used to attract the people. Okay, but Tut is what? Tut was buried with the things of the daily use also, like a razor made of bronze, some games, some board games, okay, linen garments, undergarments, and what all? Boxes of food and wine, which he could use in his next life. Why they have buried all these things with him? This razor, this games, this food, wine, undergarments, because it is the belief of the people at that time that when he is going to take a rebirth in a new life, what will happen? He will use all these things. Okay, that's why they used to bury all these things with the people, those who died. And I told you that time the process of burying is mummifying. They used to mummify the dead bodies. Okay, so when they mummified this dead body of Tut, at that time they just buried all these things with him. And what is their belief of burying these things with him? It is a belief that when he will go into his next life, afterlife means when he took a rebirth. Okay, that time after death, when he is going to rebirth, he is going to use all these things. Fine. So they had buried these things with the grave. After months of carefully recording the pharaoh's funeral treasure, Carter began investing his 3 nested coffins. Now this person, Carter, I told you, he's an archaeologist from British. He's a British archaeologist. Okay. Now what all he has done with that mummy of Tut, that is being told, it is said that Carter took a few months to record the treasures, okay, found in Tut's grave. He took a few months and he recorded everything which is being found in that Tut's grave. And then he began investigating his 3 coffins which were nested one in other. Okay, then what he did, then he started investing his 3 coffins. Okay, 3 nested coffins. I have written the meaning here. 3 nested coffins placed one in another in order to decreasing size. Okay, the coffins are placed on one on another, and that is into a decreasing size. So what he started doing, after investing his grave, he started now investing his coffins. There were 3 coffins buried with Tut's, okay, with Tut's coffin. There were other 3 coffins which had been buried. Opening the first, he found a shawl adorned with the garlands of willow and olive leaves, wild cereals, lotus petals, and cornflowers, the faded evidence of a burial in March and April. Now, what is here, children? What they find, and they find in that, when he opened the first coffin, what he find in the first coffin, he found of a piece of a cloth with garlands of willows, olive leaves, wild cereals, lotus petals, and cornflower. Okay, which suggested that he had been buried in the month of March or April. Okay, so by investigating the first coffin, he found all these things: petals, olive leaves, lotus petals, and everything. And by this, he can judge this thing, or he had come to a conclusion that this person Tut was been buried in the month of March or April. When he finally reached the mummy, though he ran into a trouble, the ritual winds had hardened, cementing Tut to the bottom of a solid gold coffin. No amount of legitimate force could move them. Carter wrote later what was to be done. Now what happened? Now he went to the second coffin. Okay. When he reached the second coffin, what happened? He said that when he finally reached the mummy, though he ran into a trouble. When he reached to the mummy, there was a trouble. Why there was a trouble, children? There was a trouble because the body had hardened. Okay, the body had hardened due to the resin, resin. Okay, due to the resin which had cemented the body, and it stuck to the bottom of the coffin. Okay, so the body of the touch. Okay, what happened to it? It is being cemented in the coffin. Okay, so it is very difficult to let that body come out of the coffin. That body is not coming out of the coffin. Okay, it is just stuck to the bottom, which was made up of gold. Okay, so here what happened? The Tut body, the second coffin, what he found, the Tut's body, and the body was stuck to was hardened at the coffin, and that is of gold coffin. That second coffin is of gold coffin, and that body is stuck to that coffin. It is not coming out, and Carter wondered what next to be done, because no amount of the force could separate the two. Okay, no amount of legitimate force means he very forcefully he tried to remove that body from the coffin. But what is happening? He was not able to do that. Why? Because no force can help him to move that body out. Okay, now next he wrote that what was to be done. Now he was wondering that how can he remove this body from that coffin. The sun can beat down like a hammer this far south in Egypt, and Carter tried to use it to loosen the resin. Now what is there, children? Carter tried to loosen the resin by keeping the body in the hot sun. Now first of all, I told you that the body was not coming out of that gold coffin. Okay, it was just got stuck in the gold coffin. So what is the first thing he did? He just keep the body in the sun. Okay, with that coffin, because in Egypt there was a lot of sun rays, a hot sun is there, so he keep the body in the hot sun, fine, in a hope that it will loosen and it will come out. Okay, for several hours he set the mummy outside in blazing sunshine that heated it to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. Now what happened? He kept the mummy in 149 degrees Fahrenheit heat for several hours, but still it remained stuck. But still nothing budged, means it is still stuck into that coffin. He reported with scientific detachment that consolidate material had to be chiseled away from the beneath the limbs and trunk before it was possible to raise the king remains. Now, what is that? He's reported that the chisel should be used to cut down the mummy from the limbs and the trunk so that the touched body could be taken out of the coffin. Now he did that. There should be a scientific detachment, and he told that it should be cut. It should be cut from the limbs and from the from the trunk, so that limbs and trunk, so that the body should come out from it. But the body is still not coming out. So the touched body is tucked into that gold coffin. Okay. In a defense, Carter really did little choice. If he hadn't cut the mummy, free thieves most certainly would have humiliated the guards and ripped it apart to remove the gold. In that time, the royals were fabulously wealthy, and they thought or hoped they could take their riches with them. Now, what is there according to Carter? If he had no other choice than to cut the mummy, okay, he no other choices left. He has tried everything, okay. Now, what is there? Nothing is left. So he decided to cut the mummy, okay. He believed that if he hadn't done that, and what he said that I believe that if I hadn't cut that, thieves would have removed the gold from the tomb and would have looted it, okay. He said that why I have cutted this body. He said that I done this because I know that if I'm not going to do this, the thieves are going to come and they will loot this. They will come to this tomb and they will loot it. So that's why he cut the body of this mummy. During that time, the royals were very wealthy people, okay, and they had a belief that after that they would take the wealth along with them, okay. So why so much gold is there, and why this coffin is of gold, why these all things are there? Why? Because these Tuts are very royal people, they are very wealthy people, and there's a belief in them, okay, that after that they are going to take their wealth, their all the money with them. So when the king used to die, they used to bury a lot of gold and many valuable things with him, so that he can take his all the things along with his mummy. It's fine. So that's why when the Tut died, they buried so much gold and many precious things with his mummy, okay. So that's why the coffin was of gold. For his journey to the great beyond, King Tut was lavish with glittering goods, precious collars, inlaid necklaces, bracelets, king rings, armlets, ceremonial aprons, sandals, sleeves for his fingers and toes, and now iconic inner coffins and masks, all of pure gold. Now, these are the things they have buried. What they have buried for his life after death, what they did, he was given precious collars, necklace with decorative patterns, bracelets, rings, armlets, ceremonial aprons, sandals, sleeves for fingers and toes, and now an iconic inner coffin as a mask. Okay, these all things, okay, all are made up of pure gold. So when he died, these all things was buried in that coffin. There was 3 coffins I told you. So in one coffin, these all things were there. Okay. They separate that from his ornaments. Later, men removed the mummy's head and served nearly every major joint. Now, what is there? What they did, that his men, the people, those who come with these carters, what they did, he removed his head and every joint of his body, because this is the only way to take that body out of that coffin. So they first of all they removed that mummy's head, and then what they did, then they removed every major joint, okay. And once they finished, they reassembled the remains on the layers of the sand in a wooden box with padding that concealed the damage. The bed were Tuts now. The bed where Tuts now rest. And next, what they did, what after they finished, okay, when they have finished their investigation, they reassembled their remains in the wooden boxes with padding filled with a layer of sand. Why? To conceal the damage, okay, to cover that damage. What they did, they filled that box with a sand, okay, and it was his new resting place. Now this is now his new resting place, okay children. Archaeology has changed subsequently in the intervening decades, focusing less on treasure and more on the fascinating details of life and interviewing mysteries of death. It also uses more sophisticated tools, including medical technology. Now, what is there, children? In the past few decades, this archaeology has changed its focus now, and now the details of life and mysteries of death are more important in spite of that valuable things. Okay, so earlier it was what is there? Earlier they were focusing on the treasure and everything, but now they were focusing on the things, okay, on the mysteries of life and death. Okay, it also uses more sophisticated tools, including medical technology. Now it was using advanced medical technologies and tools for the research. These archaeologists are using this. In 1968, more than 40 years after, Carter's discovery, an anatomy professor x-rayed the mummy and revealed a sterling fact. Beneath the resin that cakes his chest, his breastbone and front ribs are missing. Now, what happened in 1968? Okay, an anatomy professor x-rayed this King Tut's mummy, and what he revealed that the front limb and the breastbone, okay, were missing. When he x-rayed his body after 40 years, when the Carter has done an experiment, and after that 40 years, this person, okay, he was an anatomy professor, he x-rayed the mummy, okay, the body of the mummy, and what he revealed, what he find out, that this mummy is missing with its breastbone and its limbs, okay, its limbs and ribs and breastbone is missing, front ribs and breastbone, these both are missing. So it means that it is a possibility that somebody has stolen it or somebody has taken it for an experiment. They don't know. But in 1968, they found this thing, that these two things are missing, okay, from his body. Okay, so children, we have studied that today, that a mummy in some 1920s, this mummy was what is being taken out of that coffin. Fine, it is very difficult to take out from that. That coffin is made up of gold, and that Carter, a British archaeologist, it is very difficult for him to take that body out. He tried everything, and at last he found that he has to cut the body now. So he just cut its head and other joints, and then after doing the experiment, he just put them back. And what else he found? He found that with his body, 3 more coffins were there. In the first coffin, he told that all the things, all the daily use things was there. And in the second coffin, there was that coffin is of gold, and in that coffin, they had put in that body of Tut. They have mummified the body there. Okay. So in 1968, again, what happened when this archaeologist, he just gone through an X-ray of this Tut, he found that his ribs and breastbone is missing. Okay, read the chapter once. If you find anything, then ask me that out tomorrow.